So the leader of the Predacons, Megatron, comes loaded with plenty of firepower both in robot and in beast mode. So let's check out the ultimate Beast Wars bad guy figure. So these reissues were released in 2021 and we got the original Beast Wars figures from 1996 with a few small changes, but I did get really excited when I saw the box art, complete with collector cards and stats on the back. The presentation is fantastic. Takes me right back to the 90s when I was begging my mum to buy me the latest figures. As a kid, I never got these ultra class figures, Optimus Primal and Megatron, so I've been excited to go back and revisit these ones as an adult to work out exactly what I missed out on. So the back of the box shows us the complete 2021 re-release lineup, Megatron and Optimus Primal, as well as two smaller Maximals, Cheetor and Rat Trap. I did have Rat Trap as a kid. I think all my friends did too. That was one of those figures that just seemed to be everywhere.
Duplicating dinosaur DNA stolen from human research labs, the evil leader has re-engineered his body structure and equipped it with fearsome high-tech firepower.
Megatron, terrorize! The evil towering T-Rex transforms from prehistoric to robotic.
So compared to the original 1996 figure, the purple shades are a bit more vibrant and the head uses a gloss black instead of silver. And like I said at the start, the figure comes loaded with plenty of firepower. The T-Rex's head actually has a water gun built in. That's going to make things get slightly wet, as well as the tail piece that creates a vice-like clamp or pincer claw. I always did think it was a bit weird that Megatron didn't need hands in robot mode. Going back and checking out the Beast Wars cartoon series, we can see that Megatron absolutely did have hands. But if we start talking about the differences between the cartoon and the toy, this would be a way longer and more boring review. But I think they did a really good job matching the character from the TV show here in figure form. One feature we do see though are these wing things around Megatron's head. Folding them down, he gets an additional mutant mask to protect his face, and a few of the Beast War figures from the original release had them. So I think it's kind of cool that they tried packing as many features as possible into these figures at the time. So it is hard to hate Megatron. I love his character. He's the ruthless leader for the Predacon army with a mission to destroy the Maximals and take over the galaxy.
Your allegiance in exchange for this antivirus. Yes.
And if I refuse?
You cannot refuse. No, not if you want to survive. Join me or perish.
As far as Transformers go, you kind of know what you're getting with Megatron already. He's got a clear focus, even in a series like Beast Wars. So Beast Wars was supposed to be this reimagining of the Transformers franchise. And obviously Hasbro were moving away from vehicles, they're exploring these organic shapes and figures, but the branding got revamped, the characters got revamped, and all the old storylines were basically stripped away. And as much as I love the original and the second generation Transformers as a kid, I remember seeing Beast Wars being launched onto toy shelves in the mid-90s and feeling like it was more extreme, like they remade Transformers for kids just like me growing up in the 90s.
What's the sting on Cheetor? But there's more to Cheetor than meets the eye. Under the skin lurks a robot within, with hidden weapons firing. But treacherous tarantula mutates and counterattacks. Charging, slashing, blasting, all new Beast Wars.
And clearly the best example of how far they could push this toy line, in my opinion, are both these Megatron and Optimus Primal Ultra Class figures. Unless you look at the basic Class 2-pack versions of Megatron and Optimus Primal released in the same year, they are a little bit disappointing for main characters. Optimus Primal was a bat, and Megatron was a crocodile. So this set was released before the cartoon series hit the TVs, which obviously helped clear up the plot a little bit. So the Maximals and the Predacons crash land on prehistoric Earth, and they need to adapt to thrive in this energon-rich environment. So using fossils, animals, and creatures around them, they find these forms that protect them in the atmosphere, and Megatron obviously chose the Tyrannosaurus Rex. In robot mode, Megatron takes a leaf out of, Barney's book. We have a big purple dinosaur. The head works the same as it did in robot mode, so it's still capable of spraying liquid, and it has this removable bladder piece that sits within the neck. The figure does stand on its own really well and has great legs for holding it up, even if the legs don't really move. Outside the opening jaw and tiny little hands, Megatron doesn't have a whole lot of articulation in beast mode, but you do get to use his hip-mounted missiles, which you can also use in robot mode. But these are like secret missiles that pull out of his hip joints and fire these black crescent things. So yeah, Megatron comes fully loaded for battle regardless if he's in robot or beast mode. One thing that I do really appreciate is essentially this is the exact same toy, minus a few paint updates that we got to see in 1996. There are screw holes down the side of it, and it was never super accurate to the cartoon series either, but these Beast Wars figures weren't meant to be models or perfect representations. They are fun, slightly gimmicky, but these are toys that were meant to be played with. As a little extra treat, I thought it would be fun to check out the Beast Wars video game from 1997 that has you playing as either the Predacons or the Maximals, invading the enemy bases and taking on a whole new alien life form known as the Skrix, who have come to Earth and will attack anyone and anything. So Megatron features as a playable character, and even though you can't attack in beast mode, which is a bit of a shame, you can check out his firepower in robot form. The worst part of the game is that there isn't anything really good about it. And when the back of the box mentions amazing music and realistic textures, you know that you are in for a wild ride. The levels are big and confusing, it's easy to die, and the platforming is absolute garbage, but you do get the chance to pick between some great characters, check out how they transform, and check out some of the bases and levels from the Beast Wars franchise. So check it out if you love torturing yourself. So why stop here? There is a reason I am reviewing a whole bunch of Beast Wars figures, and that's because I really enjoy them. So you can check out more videos right here on the channel. You can also head over to leftoverculturereview.com to check out images of this guy or a bunch of other Beast Wars figures I have. And thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. I can't wait to see you back. Cheers, guys.